Yeah.
And the upgrades will keep rolling in. Just integrate them at a pace you can handle. You'll be doing trades. The temple needs lots of help. You know how it is. Do it at a pace you're comfortable with. There'll be abilities that show up. They like to teach you the abilities that also help them. And then you can do more work. And then you can...
So we're just like...
And then they'll trade you more stuff.
We're avatars for hire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
How's the camera?
It's on. Did you want me to just...
Nursery rhymes for adults book?
I actually have my friend right now. I have 5 books already. She's illustrating right now.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Cool. She's just got to get the pictures to it.
Cool.
I don't like writing books for adults.
Well, it can be for everyone.
Kids don't argue with the story.
Yeah.
Adults, on the other hand.
I was telling him that I'm writing a book for kids related to the universal laws. I already started in Spanish, and it's a story of each one of the laws. You know, like storytelling it in a very easy way for kids to mirror into that. You know.
Yeah, so tonight at 10 o'clock, you guys need to all come together and just have a second to say hi to this class. My friend's class from Canada. We're going to have a little talk about tourism and sovereignty and the effects. Yeah, don't worry, you guys don't have to go in depth. Me and Mustafa will run the thing, but I just think it'd be a really good look if the kids see that somebody from Hawaii is talking about sovereignty on the river now in Egypt, and then like the United Nations of people behind us, like all these people from different places, you know. So yeah, just let you guys know, 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, let me know. Hey, this is Sean Bond coming at you with another teaching having to do with love, superpowerment. So many aspects to it. This one will do with love versus evil. So overcoming things that come in your reality, cause suffering, attachment, things that are outside of your will, you know, and then being able to find ways to resolve them. So imagine going down the Nile, who could imagine that, and resolving things that come at you, a remedy of attachment to the various aspects of the Nile. That Egypt has faced many wounds, but it's dealing with a lot of things coming at its sacredness, because it does so much for the world, and fractally represents a lot. So a bunch of people learning love empowerment to such a level where they have a big bubble field coming off them that keeps expanding, and then things in attachment that come at them, and they come at them usually normally, like wherever people go in attachment. And instead of just being moths to the flame and, you know, feeding on that or limiting their love expansion, it is able to keep expanding and then find a tool and remedy of love technology that can resolve anything that comes at you, no matter what layer of evil it is, or just like wanting something you have, like energy power, your love, if it's going after that, because a lot of things lack love. And then bringing it the remedy it needs, and then slowly bringing everything to your side, all evil to peace and balance and unity. So I'm going to name all these little aspects of the ability, then I'm going to go back and explain them each. So there'll be some weird terms. So speed up, time bubble. So some of the abilities, like remedy of negative entities, like a psychic parasite that comes, for example, you'd surround them in a big bubble of sped up time that starts resolving them. A local quarantine, so you put a quarantine around them of love. So So each one of these is a love ability. You loving detach from them with boundaries, so that they are not able to imprint on you. They have no power over you. Come to Jesus, goodness overwhelm is a nice one, which is like reaching to something's heart with acceptance and love, going deeper, and then bringing great light, love to them, to the deepness of their being, so that they can feel it. So a lot of these negative entities have either never felt love in their life, or very little and are deprived of it. So that is the sickness that brings them to act the way they do against others and harming them. And then there's love traps, where like you can set up a lot of boundaries and layers to anything that wants to force entangle with you. Like, oh, if you're entangled with me, anything that wants to attach to you and cause a program, a negative emotion, overwhelm, whatever, anxiety, stress, fear, depression, all the things, it has to pretend to be you and then put the program in, attached in some attachment way. So you're being a trap, like, oh, I'm allowed to program myself, so the programs also apply to them. And like, I want to remedy them. They're coming along for the healing. Love then spreads like a positive spreading virus, but in a good way, to then reach to their core. Another one is love matrix, which, that's going to take a while to explain, but I will go into the matrices. And this goes into that the dark do not own or create much of it's more evil. Evil and dark is separate. Dark is like resiliency in dark places, protection, offense, destruction, all that kind of thing. And then evil is usually theft and a monkey wrench in the cogs. It's not exactly necessary in the back and forth between light and dark that causes great evolution. So it's like unnecessary suffering and all that. But the dark doesn't earn their stuff, they steal them. Even matrices, they stole that tech to abuse on people. So then it has original purpose, where it's been like bringing beings to goodness that are evil. Imagine a world that like has a bunch of, or a realm that has a bunch of negative beings incarnating into it. It's got to figure out a way to bring them to goodness. So then like how matrices work. So then you can earn all this stuff, and I'm going to be presenting a way to earn it, but we'll also be going to layers, so feel free to ask questions deeper. So we'll eventually earn love matrices, love simulations, that some of these are like spiritual, and it brings them to the point of lessons for goodness, really sped up in time, of all the things they've been through, like dream, like have you ever experienced a dream that teaches you great lessons, and like, well, that changed my entire life, oh my gosh, it's like a lesson. That's kind of like how it's doing in sped up time. Loving destruction is the other one, which you don't have to use to kill a being. You could just like surgical cancer, removing cancer is kind of like an example. Destroying a infective, invading, corrupting force that's really far gone in a being that's causing the evil. You could destroy that in a flame, as an example. But sometimes if they're really far gone, you need, and they're really incurring against you, you have the right to defend yourself by the means to stop them. If they keep coming at you in boundaries, then it will not cause you karma to put up your boundaries at the level that stops them. Do no harm, but take no shit, is in the karmic law and universal law. Okay, so that's love destruction, and I'll go more into that. That's the loving flame. You encompass anything that keeps coming at you that you gave a proficient warning with gratitude and love. Hey, thanks for coming and being the firewood to my fire of destruction. That will, without them, it doesn't expand that loving destruction ability. With them, expands it and makes it so it's like a burning sun, always protecting you from really bad evils. But with love, it's very intelligent, and it's able to stop any unnecessary destruction. And all life is precious to me, and I've been told that I need to integrate that fully and even to the lowest level, but also keep my boundaries. But I, as a healer, I like to train myself to be able to heal and keep alive consciousness at higher levels of evil by finding to the core why they became evil in the first place, because they all have a story. Like maybe they were betrayed, abandoned, they've been in darkness, they've been overwhelmed by a large amount of negative emotions for a while, no one trusts them, they don't have many friends, there's all this kind of stuff, that like isolation. There's the cores of a lot of these ancient evils, it's the replaying of all the same, and it's replaying in us to bring us back to that point and find the remedy and the cures. And we're all like entanglement traps for evil to be an evil antidote, and then eventually spread and expand how good we are at evil antidote to where it helps the rest of the universe, which is one of our bigger purposes as a super hybrid that has all these species as a united mutt kind of super hybrid faction. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Another one is love, goodness, evil antidote, which I just talked about, which I'll go more into depth with. These are just the names of each one of these abilities. Base reality is a big thing. So this is base reality love matrix. Base reality is like in the movie The Matrix, when Neo wakes up in the pod. It's not necessarily exactly like that, but essentially all planets, and I've found solar system galaxies also have base realities, which is the reality at the base floor, the foundation, probably one of the first realms the consciousness creates. That is where their managers have a body, and they then do something to dream into all these new creations of realms built on top of that, which could be for many different purposes: light, neutral, or dark, elementals. One realm's like permeating with large amounts of love, one's like joy. They're flowing rivers into the other realms to support the tree of Yggdrasil, and the ice realm, the fire realm, the fairy realm. There's all these places people have sometimes dreamed into as well. That the Earth has billions. So base reality has more authority if you program from there, and a lot of the problems come from there because it's been invaded at fall of Atlantis. But it used to be a lot purer, at least in my perspective. It's hard to like wake up in it because there's a lot of matrices and simulations, but feel free to have the goal to do that. I just find the biggest goal at the moment from Foundation is supporting that body that you have there, purifying it of all attachment, and getting it to where its spiritual presence is expanding, like its higher self, like a big ghost that comes off you, does chess moves around the planet. You can have that awesome base reality, healing the soul of it, the source, and then figure out more about it. That, and then there'll be shit that attacks you, like AI and AS, and things try to drain. A lot, like 50% of the drain I've gotten in my life is through base reality, and sometimes you get like weird stuff on the back of the neck, the throat, or like weird drains. And you'll like track it back, and if you resolve in base reality, the negative symptom goes away. So it's nice, and it's like, okay, it didn't go away if I didn't do base reality, and then it does with base reality. And magic, a lot of times when you read magic books in like their more scientific method, they have it even in scientific studies where they have observed people remote view, astral travel, allow the body go into another room that has a number combination on it, and they come back to their body, they write it down, and that's been able to scientifically be proved that you can do that. And there's like the astral layer, so they call magic through the astral as a way to amplify things to manifest the physical. I even go a step further where you can manifest from base reality to astral into the physical, and that amplifies the crap out of your intention if you want to do it. But you also want to align yours with the unity consciousness and what all the things are voting for in the universe, because you might go up against something that's happening that should be happening, even though it feels like it's a shitty situation or something. And that's why we want to go up against it. Especially it's more macro problems like government. Okay. So then loving, okay, so this, so evil will use various abilities they send at you, such as loving, they'll send energy like evil, shadow, ego, destruction, death, illness, all kinds of things. Some will, if they want to control you, well, there's even mind control tech and enslavement, binding, domination. Anything they start using against you, these are all originally light abilities. They've been corrupted and stolen by the dark forces that didn't earn them, and then used to enslave and stuff. So I used to be like, oh, I hate domination and control. And I still do. I just find every ability that they use against me, I go back to its original purpose and read what it's for. So for this one, it's mind control, which is then going into our fractal aspect of ourself, which is what wants to control the mind internally and externally, and then bringing health back to that. And there's like keys to that. So there's different layers. If their first layer, if you're becoming powerful, is to try to control you, to drain off you, to use it as a battery. If they can't control you, they'll probably try to kill you. But if you can survive, then they'll usually start with suicide programs and they'll go into like attack. But don't let that scare you, because each thing they use against you, you can master and overcome, and then transcend that suffering, redirect it back at them in a light way, because they're ultimately you, so you don't want to just like harm beings unnecessarily, but you bring them back to sanity because they forgot they're you, and they're in some type of thing going on with internally.